Welcome to AJ's Metal Macchiatos. This is hopefully the first episode of possibly many. I'm your host, AJ, joined by my co-host, DJ.
Hello.
This is a podcast. It is your number one source of heavy metal entertainment and hard rock news. Starting off with my album of the week, it's going to be The Way of All Flesh by Gojira from 2008. If we could pull up a graphic of this in post, then that'd be nice.
Okay.
The Way of All Flesh is a 10 out of 10 album. There is not a single track that is weak on it. I genuinely believe that those who do not listen to Gojira should listen to them. I mean, they did win that Grammy this year. However, yeah, The Way of All Flesh is probably what I consider to be probably their best work.
Are you ever surprised when a band like that is so widely accepted that it wins a Grammy?
With Gojira, I'm not surprised. They are huge outside of the States, especially in France, which is where they come from.
True.
So them playing at the Olympics definitely did enough for them to just get that performance boost for best metal performance. Oh, it's Gojira.
All right. Very cool. And that is Roxy the Radio Dog.
Yep.
Who is practicing her growl for her next upcoming album.
Her next Slipknot feature.
Yeah. So I want to see. You can continue on. I want to see if I'm able to share anything.
What's up?
Everybody's learning.
So on to our first segment of the day, our first course, if you will. I want to play a very fun game that I like to call Poetry or Metal Lyric.
Love that.
Before the show, DJ and I have both grabbed about 3 to 4 quotes, either from a metal song or from poetry, and we will recite the lines out to each other. And from there, we're gonna guess whether or not the passage is a metal lyric or it's poetry. Pretty self-explanatory. I stuttered. My bad.
I'm nervous because I feel like you know music better than me.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want to do
go ahead. You go first.
Okay, I'll start with the first one. Deep-mouthed from their thrones deep-seated, the choirs of eons declare, the last of demons defeated, for man is the lord of the air.
I want to say metal.
Wrong. That is Aleister Crowley's Pentagram poetry.
Okay. All right. Mr. Crowley. Get it?
Mr. Crowley.
Yeah. All right, so I'll do one. Across the sky, they hear you on the other side. A scream that's loud enough to wake the dead. All alone, you bought tickets for the nightmares as you wake the dead.
The tickets thing is going to send me, but I'm going to guess poetry.
No.
Okay.
It is metal. It's The Used Wake the Dead.
Ah, okay. I don't listen to The Used that much. Not only that, but the tickets thing I thought was going to be like a red herring. I think I looked too much into it.
Yep. So when we were off air, we were talking, I mentioned The Used and you didn't get excited. And I was like, This is probably the only way I'll get them.
Yeah. Yeah, so. I've heard of them. I've heard they're good. I haven't tried them out yet.
That was like my high school career was The Used. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. You can get pretty dark into them. So, your turn.
All right. In time, the hissing of her sanity faded out her voice and soiled her name. Not unlike marked pages in a diary, everything was once clean, appeared unstained.
Sounds like something that Emily Dickinson or something would write. I'm going to go with poetry.
That is Opeth, actually. So that's a metal lyric. That is from Ghost of Perdition.
Darn it. Okay.
All right.
Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire.
Poetry?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's Robert Frost, Fire
I
and Ice.
I got a feeling that was something Robert Frost wrote. All right, this is my final one.
Okay.
Not a drop of blood is drawn, but thou know how it bleeds. Beware the sharp-edged weapon called human being.
Metal.
That is a metal lyric.
Yes.
That is
One of my things that like I feel like gives away metal is the connection. Like there's a poetry is very introspective, whereas I
yeah,
feel like metal is like a cry to say I'm here with you.
yeah,
Um it's just so crazy how beautiful metal can be.
yeah.
I have one more
Hmm.
because it's really good. If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin into his nest again, I shall not live in vain.
Poetry?
Yeah. Emily
Yeah.
Dickinson. Just because I love her, I wanted to include her in the show.
I'm not like huge reading into poetry, but that definitely also we had a unit on Emily Dickinson, and I feel like I
Love her.
vaguely remember that line.
She's the only poet that I've like perfectly memorized one of her poems, and it's the I Am Nobody.
Hmm.
It's just always resonated with me. Like,
It's funny because that's me with Edgar Allan Poe. I don't care about
he's very good
anything
too.
else
Yeah,
when it
he's
comes to
very good.
poetry except for Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, I will find like I don't like the poems that are so
Sappy,
proper that they're like hard to read.
indulgent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is very like poetry tends to become very self-indulgent. It's a very microscopic
yeah.
vision of what is, and I've even seen that through my own writing. I used to write poetry, and when I was
Hmm.
younger, like that's how I expressed myself. Ugh, they're
Yeah,
so bad, but it's such an introspect. It's so focused, and
yeah,
one thing about music, it's not metal at all, but the Doobie Brothers, they
yeah,
have this song "Listen to the Music," and it's about all music. It's about music
yeah.
will tie us together. Music will heal.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. I
I
like that.
I love lyric writing in general. I probably got a few good lyrics saved in my phone somewhere. Um, I usually try and go for like super funny double entendres at times
That's awesome.
when I try and write songs that aren't like super serious. Like I try and balance like the death metal stuff that I write, and I try and balance that with just some like completely non-serious like new metal stuff like Limp
Nice.
Bizkit.
Yeah. I like that. Everybody needs that reprieve.
Yeah.
So, speaking of writing songs, have you ever written a song that completely?
So yes, so my senior project for high school, I'm in high school by the way. My senior project is in progress right now, just about finished. I recorded about 6 original songs and 2 covers entirely, and they're being sent for final mix right now to a audio engineer friend down in Florida. Hi, Lucky. Um, however, when he's all done with that, we actually do that mix and we work together on that. I'll be releasing it everywhere. It's going to be called Ascended Malignance by the Divine Parasite. Check it out on Spotify or SoundCloud, or hell, if you use Deezer or AOL, whichever.
I would love to have access to it to stream it on Weirdsterly. That would be a
Yeah,
definite like bucket list. Amazing. I'm so like it's been so cool to meet you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely send you the songs to play on Weird Sturley, so
Heck
then
yeah.
we could get that on the radio.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how hard was it?
How hard was writing the album?
Yeah.
I'd have to break it down into different instruments because I'm not much of a drummer and I'm not much of a vocalist. But I can kind of play everything, can kind of start to notice the little idiosyncrasies and things. Um, Drum, that's a very niche thing, so it's kind of hard writing good drums as a guitarist because
Oh,
you
you
don't
did
really
everything.
everything. It's
So you're a
completely solo.
one-man band.
Yeah, until I
Wow.
can get band members, this is basically my solo project.
Nice.
It's
We have a
essentially
band on right now that is doing the exact same thing. They lost some members and they wanted to keep on going with the band. It
mhm.
was just creating was
Yeah,
really important to him. And Jesse Myers, shout out to Texas. He's Rocking it.
Yeah. We had to kind of do that with Sinclair's gig where our guitarist was all the way down in he was in Nashville for the week.
Nice.
He goes to school in Nashville. His girlfriend lives in Nashville, yada yada, all that. So he took a little vacation, and we had to play the gig without an extra guitarist. So the songs that my lead guitarist and singer couldn't play, I would play guitar or I would sing over, and we'd swap instruments for those songs. And
Oh wow.
it kind of worked.
It's definitely an experience.
Self-esteem by The Offspring kind of killed my friend's throat, though. So.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And then I kind of got stage fright, so I didn't do the high vocal, and I just kind of did like the little like mumbly kind of Pink Floyd-esque
Happens.
kind of vocals.
It's weird when you get thrown into something, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because I got that gig with about a week's notice.
Whoops.
Yeah, because their bassist, which is my mentor for the project, he's a teacher. Because he's about 24-ish, I think. So he's about our age range. And we all hung out together. Russell Foden. Hello, Mr. Foden. We all kind of know each other. He's friends with them. He's my mentor and everything. And he ended up having a couple like issues. He was dealing with some pains at the time. Just couldn't play.
Oh.
I was like, yo, do I have your blessing to play bass for Sinclair? And he's just like, yeah, sure. If you're going to do that show with them, go ahead. Like that would be amazing, actually.
Word.
And that's basically, we had a couple talks in the car, and then Josh was just like, you know what? Screw it. Do you want to get in the band? And I'm like, yeah, I would rather play bass, which is, I have to kind of sterilize myself on bass because I can't play bass nearly as well as I play guitar. Like I shred on guitar, but bass I know how to play. I know how to play fingerstyle. I know how to slap. I know how to play with a pick. I know how to do all that. It's just my skills, because it's thicker strings. It's a larger instrument.
Sure.
It's a little hard for me to kind of do like little funny things with like the fretboard and kind of play like those little extra melodies in there.
Less freedom.
Less freedom because I'm not nearly as practiced on it. But I know if I keep playing that, then that's only just going to make my guitar skills way better.
Yeah.
Like I'll be able to eventually stretch my hand across the entire fretboard with my pointer and my pointer finger and my pinky.
I've played a little bit, very little, but ow. I always like sore afterwards. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah.
Calluses.
My biggest thing for guitar is sweep picking. I love sweep picking.
What is sweep picking?
So sweep picking is a technique where your picking hand, so you're basically consistently moving your fretting hand up and down the fretboard.
Okay.
Up and down the strings. You're playing an arpeggio. But you're not alternate picking each note. You're doing one fluid movement down and one fluid movement up.
Okay. That's probably more what I know.
Yeah.
Is how to I play acoustic, so it's a little different. But it's a lot of learning that there's actually a strumming pattern.
Yeah.
Helped me more than anything else in the world.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're supposed to do it a certain way. Got it.
So no, so with that, it's not like you're strumming. It's kind of basically taking a strumming pattern and dissecting every single note in that one chord, and then playing notes that are in that scale. So again, an extended chord like an arpeggio, playing it really fast and doing it in one big movement. So you're fretting upwards and everything, and then going back down and not playing like the strings twice. You're just completely, if you have two notes on the same string, it's hammer-ons and pull-offs only.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an insane thing to learn, and it's one of the hardest techniques,
I bet,
to learn. I think one of the next harder things is to learn on guitar is probably pinch harmonics. It took a very long time for me to get pinch harmonics down, more than any other technique. Alternate picking, I got down. Hammer-ons and pull-offs, I got down. I got down two-handed tapping before anything.
Wow.
Well,
That's
before being able to get pinch harmonics down like
Yeah.
properly. Pinch harmonics are just, they're so fun to listen to.
yeah, for sure. Any of your songs include that?
Any of those techniques? Yeah, so a few of them include techniques like that because pinch harmonics are my life.
Yeah.
I'm like Zach Wilde, Ozzy Osbourne's guitarist
Yeah.
with that, where I will just throw them in random riffs just to
That's
kind of
awesome.
give like a little emphasis, because the harmonic, obviously, it takes it up an entire notch
Yeah.
and basically has it pierce your ear.
Yeah.
I love doing those kinds of things. I love doing those things where I'll be playing a normal riff and it'll obviously repeat again and again, but then I'll throw in like little like curveballs at people
Sure.
just
Yeah.
to add like that little flavor, that variation in the
It
riff.
also maybe like pulls them back. Like, well, what?
Yeah,
What did he just do?
it does.
Yeah.
Because we did Them Bones, and I remembered in the last course I ended up doing something where basically I played the full chord instead of just a power chord. So it had like basically the low end and the high end with it,
Nice.
and just completely blazed through that last chorus with the full chords. And
Nice.
it added a bit to the song, and a couple people in the crowd were just like,
I think it's really cool that you started this like expertise really young. You're gonna.
yeah.
Can you imagine? Do you see yourself in like, say, 10 years? Like, obviously you're gonna grow, but
Yeah.
to grow from here when not many people have mastered these techniques,
Mhm.
to grow from here in 10 years, where do you think?
I don't consider myself prodigal. I've obviously given a lot of time and dedication to it.
Yeah.
I'm not on the scale of like John Petrucci writing stuff for Dream Theater. That guy is a virtuoso, but if I do refine that kind of thing, I definitely want to be able to try and improve way more than that, because there's like Master of Puppets, I use the solo as practice for lead playing.
It's insane.
It's like my most favorite solo section to play is the second solo. And it does cramp my hand a couple times,
I
like
bet.
if I'm
Yeah.
just starting off with it, but if I can get the picking pattern down and then I can get my fretting hands down, it's no issue.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Roxy is loving watching you in the computer screen. She keeps on crawling up. She's like, "Whoa, he's there and there." She keeps on looking over, like, what just happened?
She thinks it's like a whole different world.
She makes me feel like I'm really good at magic.
Yeah.
Like, I'll have like one of her toys, and then like I'll like really terribly stick it in my sleeve and be like, "It's gone." And she'll be like, "Whoa!" Nobody else thinks I'm good at magic. I'm actually not good at magic. So
here's the funny thing: my cats actually love watching TV.
yeah.
My cats, because did you know this? The cats have twice as much neurons in their entire body than dogs.
Oh wow.
So dogs, I think they have about 150 million neurons, and cats have around 3 million.
Wow.
I think we have around 4 billion.
Okay.
And I think elephants have about 8 billion. Elephants have the most, I'm 90% sure.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if an elephant had the dexterity to play music, how amazing it would be.
Yeah, natural evolution and all that.
Yeah. We have to start giving elephants guitars. That's my new campaign.
Dumbo guitars.
Yeah, guitars for elephants.
Dumbo guitars would be such a funny brand.
Yeah, I love that.
Instead of big ears, it's just got a giant headstock, so then they can tune it.
Yeah. What's next on the menu?
Ongoing news. I could only pull one good headline, but I could also talk about a couple things that have just happened recently.
Sure.
So obviously, as we said, the Grammys were recently. Gojira won the Grammy, beating out bands such as Knocked Loose, and I'm pretty sure Metallica got nominated for a Grammy this time around.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Gojira won. I thought that Knocked Loose performance on Jimmy Kimmel was insane. I'm so happy it made so many people angry too. That's hilarious. Also, this is kind of funny news. Keith Richards, guitarist for the Rolling Stones, has been awarded the first ever Medal of Excellence from the governor of Connecticut.
Yeah.
The first ever Medal of Excellence, and the Rolling Stones guitarist gets it.
That's
pretty on par for the course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only that, but on July 26th, I'm pretty sure in Birmingham, England, Black Sabbath is playing their final show ever. It's Ozzy Osbourne's retirement show. It's Black Sabbath's going away party. Bands such as Gojira, Pantera, Lamb of God, Slayer, Anthrax, Alice in Chains, I think is going to be there. Metallica, I think I said Metallica already, but
That's awesome.
they're all going to be there. That's
I
going to
heard
be fun.
you know someone going?
Yeah, Josh is going, I'm pretty sure.
Are you going to end up going?
No, I don't have my passport right now, and Josh is trying to get his in time.
Oh.
So yeah, Josh, I think his girlfriend's dad is like some big wig who has some hands in the music industry. He has got some connections,
That's pretty awesome.
and he got tickets to go there. And then he texted Josh and was like, "Do you want these tickets?" And then Josh was like, "My bassist is gonna hate me. My bassist is gonna want to kill me, but sure."
Another headline that came up was Megadeth leaves Universal Records for upcoming album.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Megadeth, I don't know. I feel like if they're doing independent recordings, I don't think Dave should be the one producing it. I don't like when Dave produces stuff. I think he kind of excels in his own vocal abilities sometimes. Like
I think you're too far in like the project to be able to judge the project.
Yeah, because it is literally Mega Dave at this point.
Mega Dave.
Yeah, Dave Ellefson is gone. Marty Friedman's gone. Nick Menza passed, obviously.
Yeah.
The best lineup of Megadeth right there, by the way. That voice crack was atrocious.
It happens.
Yeah, so Megadeth, I love Megadeth, by the way. Rust in Peace is one of my like top 5 albums of all time.
Nice.
However, I feel like they should give it to the band or give it to a better producer. I think Rick Rubin would do really good with their stuff.
I think somebody completely outside of the circle would be better. I always think that a lot of our bands will do what they do to their album and then send it off.
Yeah.
And then get just a second opinion, a little more of a outside look, because you're not playing music for yourself if you're playing music professionally or even like semi-professionally. And if you're going on stage in front of people, I mean, you're professional, you're doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like people who get like a little bit of an outside view.
Yeah. I also just think that nothing is going. Dave has enough money to hire a vocalist, and he still chooses not to. And I find that so funny because I saw Megadeth live, and I loved Megadeth live. However, Dave's vocals were atrociously bad.
No.
My friend Lucy, she lives in Turkey. Megadeth went to, I think, Istanbul for like the first time in years in 23, 24-ish.
Wow.
Yeah, she texted me her entire experience. She got drinks there. Her grandfather got into a fight in the pit, apparently.
Her grandpa?
70-year-old Turkish man, by the way, got into a fight in the pit. I do not know how this man fared, but goddamn.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, so
I want to be that cool.
I know, right?
Heck yeah.
But she went to go see Megadeth, and she told me about her entire experience, and that was hilarious, by the way. Dave's vocals were not any better. Also, Megadeth was late, apparently. She texted me something along the lines of waiting for Grandpa to wake up, and I was like, oh, what happened? And she's just like, I don't think Dave is awake yet. I don't think he's even rehearsed.
Oh, no. No.
And then later on, I think she sent me a video of them doing Symphony of Destruction, and then I just heard watch him become a god. And I'm just like...
What's the best show you've ever been to?
Best show I've ever been to is maybe... Ooh, that's hard, because I have to decide on whether or not Korn was the best.
We can split it up. What's the best show you've ever been to? And then what's the most iconic? Like, what are you so thankful you made it to?
Breaking Benjamin, definitely. Breaking Benjamin was my first concert. They were with Five Finger Death Punch, Bad Wolves.
Nice.
and also Nothing More. I don't know if you know that band.
I don't.
Yeah, so they were touring, and it was Xfinity Center in Mansfield, and that was a hilarious show.
Nice.
At least from when I'm looking back at it. But Breaking Benjamin, because we were in the pit for this. We were in the pit for this show.
Oof.
So
To be young again.
yeah, I know.
I used to mosh all the time.
I was 13 years old, and I was around, like, now I'm about, like, I don't know, like 6 foot-ish?
Yeah, he's up there. Hold on, let's zoom out. There we go. Here we go.
Like, yeah, about that height.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can zoom it back in now.
Yeah. Whee!
But, so I went to go see Breaking Benjamin, and we were in the pit, and I was a 13-year-old. I was about, like, 5'5" at the time. So I was a little shorter than
you kind of got devoured by the pit.
No, because I was also 180 pounds at 13 years old. So I was a big boy. There were 2 drunk guys in front of us, I remember. My aunt, she wasn't drinking that night. And my little brother, he was 9 at the time. He had to get like the little earmuffs and everything. I didn't have earplugs in.
Aww.
I could not hear for a week after that, but it was insane. I loved that show. So yeah, after Nothing More went off, Breaking Benjamin came on. They had pyrotechnics going, and they had the pyro shoot over the crowd. Yeah, so it like went up and curved a little bit towards the pit.
Wow.
35 feet away, I could feel the heat coming.
Yeah, I've been to I went to Ghost concert, had a crazy, like, oh, what a show. There was laser show, there was video for their openers, and then like they had a lot of effects and stuff. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. A band that I want to go see is Rammstein. I need them to do another North American tour. I know it's probably not going to happen.
It's a rough atmosphere out there for them. International travel is horrifying. Yeah. So,
yeah, they did one a couple of years ago, but they haven't been here back since.
Yeah.
And it really stinks because I think Rammstein is probably like the best show you could go to for a live experience. I mean, you pay less than half the AAA bands that are out now, or, you know, huge record label metal bands, and you get like people walking on chains behind like the stage for like their songs, or you get like the singer shooting a firework rocket out above the crowd, and then it curves back and then hits the stage.
So we're looking for like an outdoor arena.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Maybe
they
Gillette.
do indoor. They do indoor
do
as
they?
well.
Okay.
They also do stuff like for Angle, they have the singer on like angel wings that shoot sparks.
That's badass.
And they lift him up and kind of like swing him around the stage a little. That's a good one.
Went to a Pink concert where she flew around the stage.
I heard Pink's good live.
She is very good live. You get like definitely more than one show. I love Pink. Not that she's metal, but I feel like she could be.
She could
easily. Like,
she's got the vocal.
Thought she was going there when she first started, like going like more heavy rock.
Yeah.
She kind of swung back into pop, and
then everything that's come out recently is just like, okay, you're just too poppy for me now.
She's very poppy now, but her show brings a different dynamic too, where she does the aerial show, like, so she is up on ribbons in the sky flying around. It is crazy cool. A lot of like acrobatics, like literal like people holding her and she's like flipping to another bar or something. Like, it's crazy. It's a really great show.
Here's a good band, Spirit Box. Courtney LaPlante, she's a really good vocalist.
They opened for did they open for Ghost?
I've seen them. But yeah, no, she's amazing. She's got some pipes on her.
Yeah, no, I think they definitely opened for Ghost, along with
Volbeat.
Starts with an M. Mega. I'll think of it. Mastodon.
Yes. Yep. Oh my god, I love Mastodon.
Took me a second. That they did the light show, I think.
Blood and Thunder is like such a fun song.
It was definitely like I never listened to them really before the
Hmm.
Ghost concert, which I think openers are for. Like
Yeah.
when you have an opener, you kind of don't want them to be exactly the same as you at all. You want
Yeah.
them to be like something new for your crowd because you know they'll like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Spirit Box and Mastodon
Hmm.
was what a difference between the two openers.
Yeah.
Spirit Box had like this weird video thing behind them playing, which was a really cool effect.
Yeah. It
And
was
then their
trippy.
show, their music, I liked a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that was like the big to do for their part. And then Mastodon, their show, like their lights and stuff, holy crud. Um, I'm I live life completely sober,
Yeah.
but that was the most intoxicating thing I've ever
Yeah.
been part of because I'm just like I stopped looking at the stage. It wasn't about the stage anymore. It was like about looking up and seeing like the lights bounce
Yeah.
off like
It's
oh
hypnotizing.
my gosh, it was so cool. And then along with the music, it was definitely a moment. It was a vibe.
Mhm. Korn is probably the second best band I've seen. Korn, they were insane that night. Jonathan Davis came out. I think he was wearing a skirt and he was playing bagpipes like he normally does. I love Jonathan Davis.
That's pretty
Um,
cool.
I want to go to Louder Than Life this year if they're doing it. Either that or oh, either that or I want to try and do Wacken open air
Nice.
in Germany if I can get a passport and go to Germany.
That would be fun. I want to go to a festival.
Yeah, Louder Than Life is like the biggest festival in North America.
Yeah.
I gotta see, who did they debut this year? I think System of a Down's playing there this year.
Nice. I have this like anxiety about me because like I grew up with all these bands that you're talking about. I'm like, oh, they're all gonna retire. Like they're all really on the verge of retiring, and it's like
Yeah,
breaking my heart because I'm like, what's next? Is there good stuff out there?
there is some good stuff.
But
Like
like,
Ghost is obviously really good.
and they're newer, yeah.
Yeah, they're fairly well. They've been releasing stuff since like 2010,
Which
but
is like newer,
yeah,
like to me.
not like
Than,
they're not like modern like Sleep Token or how Bring Me the Horizon's been recently, but Ghost is, they're definitely in that crowd of larger blew up in the late 2000s
yeah.
type.
I'm just getting worried. Like I'm like, should I like start scheduling concerts of I want to see them before they retire, or this one's here now?
That's how I've been doing it for
Yeah.
years. I'm like, okay, I need to see them before either I die or
They
die.
die. I'm like, I want to see Joan Jett. But I'm like, oh God, I have to get out there. I have to find a concert and freaking go. Because she's either gonna retire or die. But there's a lot of people out there that I want to see, and I'm like, ugh. And
Okay, so 2025 set list, right? Their main attractions for each night is going to be okay, so it's 2 unique nights with Metallica. So they're headlining Friday and Sunday.
wow,
Korn and Linkin Park are going to headline on Thursday and Saturday.
it's gonna be a great show.
Other bands that are going to be there is Rob Zombie, Bad Omens, 3 Days Grace,
Okay,
which they have their original singer back recently. After
do they?
Yeah,
That's news.
Adam left the band around I think 2012, 13.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, because they did oh my god, I'm forgetting Transit of Venus, and then Adam left the band.
Yeah, it was done.
And then Matt joined the band, and only recently they teased stuff with Adam, and then the next day they were like, oh yeah, Adam's back in the band now, and he's also gonna be touring with us.
That's exciting.
I announced it. The best way I can announce it is, or the best way I can explain how I announced it is, I literally announced it like 9/11 was happening. Like that's the amount
just
of
running
passion.
down the halls.
I was like, turn on the radio. It doesn't matter which radio.
It doesn't
3 Days
matter.
Grace is back.
Yeah, everybody's talking about it. I missed
Yeah.
that somehow.
Alice in Chains,
Saw them.
Alice Cooper, Motionless in White, Mastodon, Bullet for My Valentine.
Nice. I like them.
Ice Nine Kills. I love Ice Nine Kills. They're amazing. Suicidal Tendencies, Jimmy Eat World,
Yes.
Arch Enemy, Gwar,
Oh God.
Cannibal Corpse.
Wait, Gore is not like a headliner.
No, they're in
They're
like
all
one of the
headliner,
main.
like, yeah.
Their names are like done out
Messy.
in orange, so
Yeah.
I'm guessing that means they're like co-headlining or
Yeah.
opening for one of the larger bands on the bigger stages.
You were saying like one of the best shows to go to possibly ever. And I'm like, but then there's Gore, but I didn't even mention it. But that's cool
Yeah.
that they came up. They're messy. I love that.
Grandson is also playing.
I love Grandson. They're a new discovery for me.
Yeah, same here, but I've heard good stuff about them.
They're so good. Blood in the Water, really relevant and just really potent. Really
Yeah.
great band. Holy crud.
So get this, actually a band from around here is going to be playing at Louder Than Life. Shadow of Intent. They are a deathcore band from around Connecticut.
Nice.
That my buddy Tim at Walmart, when I used to work at Walmart, he knew the guys there. He used to work with them.
Congratulations. That's a big one.
Yeah, congratulations.
I hope they have a great time and get to like meet all these iconic.
Yeah. Let me see what other bands. Cannibal Corpse, I think I mentioned.
This is gonna be huge.
Killswitch Engage.
Nice.
Ginger, Hatebreed.
I saw Hatebreed. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
Love Jamie Josta.
I saw Hatebreed when they were not big. They were at the LNG in New London. And I remember going, and I don't remember a lot about that night. But there was definitely a girl that like cracked her head on the side of the bar, gotten thrown out of like a mosh pit. It was terrible.
Jesus.
But yeah, that was a little bit. I went home like covered in somebody else's blood, and it was one of the best nights of my life at the LNG. Shout out to old school throwbacks. Hatebreed. Holy crud.
Testament, Exodus, Trivium, which else? I gotta kind of zoom in because now I'm on the little names.
Yeah, we're getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, Whitechapel's also going to be playing, and I love Whitechapel. Oh, and As I Lay Dying. That's kind of hilarious that they're not one of the large names.
Yeah, weird.
Well, I don't know. Considering the singer.
Did I miss something else?
Oh yeah, you don't know the. Okay, so the singer. This is kind of huge news that happened like.
Of course, I missed it.
A decade ago.
Sure.
The singer tried to place a hit on his wife.
I definitely missed that.
Yeah.
Holy
crud. He tried
to
place a hit on his wife, and then he went to prison for like 2 years. He reformed the band because he was like, okay, I'm like chill now, and I'm sorry. I'm
better.
Trying to pay for yeah.
I'm sorry about the things I did when I was hungry.
Yeah. He was like, I'm sorry, yada yada yada. He did it because he was divorcing his wife, and then he was also going to lose his kids or something. So he just pulled a Courtney Love. He literally pulled a Courtney Love.
Okay.
And he then
that's up for debate. The opinions expressed on this radio program are not necessarily those of 321 Weird Surely, its owners or affiliates.
Absolutely not. You can bleep this if you want.
Nah.
But
no, everybody's totally.
Courtney Love, I mildly dislike you. Your husband was cool though.
Her husband was cool. I like her.
I loved Kurt Cobain.
Sorry.
Hollywood Undead as well.
I saw them too. I've seen a lot more shows than I thought.
My fiance loves Hollywood Undead.
I love Hollywood Undead.
I can't get into them. I feel like each time I listen to them, I feel like they're taking themselves too seriously.
Possibly.
That's just my taste.
I love them. I saw them. There was this huge event. I don't even know if it still happens, especially lately.
Ozfest?
No, it was called True Colors, and it was an LGBTQ plus event that my school participated in for allies and the clubs that in the LGBTQ, and we went there. We were in high school. I went to NFA, and so they were pretty loose on everything, like field trips. So we went to True Colors, lots of like conferences about like, you know, standing up for yourself, blah, blah, blah. You're all going through hormones. Let's talk. So that was cool. And then there's always like a big luncheon, and then there's like a nighttime like closing ceremony, and Hollywood Undead was there. And I met Jeffree Star and
like the model Jeffree Star.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was, I touched his foot. I touched his foot. Yeah.
That's like Benjamin Burnley, the singer of Breaking Benjamin, because they pulled some of the younger people on stage from the pit.
Nice.
He held his hand out to my brother, and my brother didn't take his hand.
Why?
I know. I looked at him and I'm like, take his goddamn hand, Logan. You're going to go up there for a song. And he's like, am I going to sing? And I'm like, I can't hear you.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Sing anything. Don't sing. Just
like-
revel in the moment.
Like, dude, they're gonna play Diary of Jane. Get the hell up there.
Yeah.
Like, let me take a picture of you up there at least. You are in the.
You're like, move.
Yeah, I reamed him out in the car, and I still don't let him live it down that
Nope.
he could have gone up to that stage.
Yeah, that's once in a lifetime.
I want to take my littlest brother Cooper. He's 10. I want to take him to a show.
Just toss him on stage.
Yeah, he looks like he's like 7. He does not look like a 10-year-old.
He's a tiny.
Yeah,
so
he's
you
a
could like
little
dwarf
guy.
toss him up there.
Yeah, he's like 4'1". Like
Nice.
he's like yeah.
Sneak on stage, little guy.
Yeah, I was like, listen, buddy, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you to a Five Finger Death Punch concert, and that's because Five Finger Death Punch always comes around here for some reason.
Yeah.
I've seen them twice.
I like them a lot.
I haven't seen a single band twice aside from Five Finger. However, I liked the first set list they did when I went there. They were Breaking Benjamin open for them. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely despised the second time I saw him.
Funny thing is, my introduction to Breaking Benjamin was at True Colors because they were their song was used in a reenactment play thing, and that show me how the end does.
So Cold, yeah.
There we go. And yeah, it was about bullying and how to don't be a bully. And so that was so potent. It was my whole high school career. I was in love, like from this very first note. That would be a show I'd want to go to.
So my introduction to Breaking Benjamin was from Halo 2.
Okay.
And Halo 2 came out around 2 years before I was born. But I grew up playing Halo games. My parents they had like everything on the 360. So I was like 4 years old playing like Black Ops. I was 4 years old playing Call of Duty. I was 4 years old playing like, oh my god, I remember it was a game that was like super fucked up, but it was like it was super messed up, and I forget what it was. I think it was like Dante's Inferno or God of War.
But it was
one of those kind
good.
of like ultra brutal 2000s games.
Yeah, that sounds right. I think they came out with like a new one around then, and I got it immediately.
God of War 3, I think, came out around that time.
So I had an Xbox. That was my main system.
Yeah.
And I really only used it for gaming. Now I have a PlayStation, and I only use it to like
watch Netflix. Yeah.
Life has changed, man.
I have a like a 4 terabyte storage drive for Xbox games, and I've only just begun to like actually get low space because of it.
You have low space on a 4T?
Yeah, on a 4T, because I have like my entire like basically my entire family's Xbox library.
Okay, so there's 3 kids in your house, right?
3 kids, yeah. So that's
and then 2 adults that also game.
Not just that, I had 2 uncles that also game, and my uncle.
Fair. Okay,
James,
so that's like 7 people. Okay.
Yeah, that's a 7 game that's a 7 person Xbox library. I mean, that's like 500 games.
It's easier to accept now, but I'm like 4 terabytes. Delete them.
I sit there and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna have the entire BioShock series ready. I'm gonna have Far Cry. I'm gonna have half the Assassin's Creed series, except for the new ones. Aside from Origins, Origins was good.
I'm gonna use your show right now as a shout out to local bands that want to be in a movie soundtrack, because I'm thinking of all these games and how much I like the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And then I've recently gotten a part in a movie. Not going to talk too much about that, but other than he knows that what we do for Weird Silly, which is celebrate local bands and stuff like that, and indie music and independent artists. And so I need people to go on our social media and fill out the application if you want to be considered for. I'll get it over to the creators. We'll listen to your music. They'll pick out what they want. But there's a classic car show scene that I'm in as a DJ, and they want me to do what I do, which is promote local bands. So local bands who want to be part of a movie soundtrack, hit us up at Weird Silly.
So you get to do your job and then act like you are doing your job in the scene,
which is hilarious because the last play I was in, I was a producer.
Yeah.
Like in the play. And I was like, oh yeah, far stretch.
It's like O.J. Simpson being in a murder documentary.
Damn it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to put it that way. It's like Aiden being in a guitar series. No, I
Yeah,
don't
no, it's like
know.
me walking into a Guitar Center
Yeah,
in like a Parks and Rec episode.
yeah.
Yeah,
At least you'd feel at home, right?
yeah. I love Guitar Center. I live there whenever I go there.
I like when they there's been times that their staff wasn't quite right, but when they nail it and their staff really
Oh
cares
yeah,
about whatever you're doing. And they listen to my stupid brain. Like
yeah.
I have moments where I'm like, it's never gonna work.
Because usually Guitar Center workers, at least around here, they're super chill.
Yeah.
It's usually musicians who don't want to just have a normal job and they just want to
Yeah.
work at a place where
And they also gig
they're
so much that they need the
overqualified.
discount.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're like, so we need this like $4,000 piece of equipment. Let me go get a job. And after my probation is over, we can get the discount at
yeah,
least.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually a great idea.
that's how I was with Walmart. I got the job in like a November-ish because I wanted to get my brother's a birthday present, but wanted to wait until just a
Aw,
little after Christmas.
that's cute.
Yeah, I said
That's
Christmas,
awesome.
or did I say birthday?
Birthday, Christmas. You
Oh,
said
well,
both.
I meant Christmas.
All right.
Sorry. Christmas present. I wanted to get my brothers a Christmas present, but I wanted to wait a little until after Christmas
Right.
because I wanted to kind of make them think I got them like a small little like Reese's candy cane for each.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then I bought them the newest Xbox. I bought them the Series S.
Aw.
I didn't have $500 to blow on them, but I had $400, so I got them Series S, which it came with like a Fortnite skin. It came with Fortnite pre-installed, which was kind of funny.
Nice.
And then I was like, okay, you see the storage drive that I spent like, Dad spent $400 on to get 4 terabytes on? Install every game on there because we
Yeah.
have 2 Xboxes.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back and forth and we're gonna drop off games in the other Xbox that you want me to be able to play that like you'll be able to play without installing onto the Series X and just keep it on the
Fair.
drive.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. That's sweet. Yeah. Nice life choice.
Yeah. But it's especially video gaming. I love video game soundtracks.
Yeah, there's some of them that work really well for like study music,
Mm-hmm.
and then others are just like,
Yeah, Doom Eternal is actually like one of my favorite soundtracks. I love Mick Gordon. I think
nice.
he's one of the greatest game composers we've had in decades. Well, just one of the greatest soundtrack composers we have recently.
That'd be a really cool job.
I know. It's
Do you compose too?
yeah, I put composer in like all my social media bios, but like
Okay.
technically if you're making music and you're creating that kind of music, you're
like because I can write
composing.
lyrics all day long. If you want me to write something, I can probably finagle it in a really beautiful way.
Yeah.
I could never write music for it.
Mm.
I can't, but I've had some of my poems that have just been poems in my head turned into a really great like rock song. And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's my wow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So composer, that's hard. It's hard work. It's definitely like a creative niche that is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I like really messed up things. Like I like the BioShock music, Fallout music that really like it might be the end of the world.
You know what's good? What's it called? I'm trying to. The Left 4 Dead soundtrack.
Yep.
The Left 4 Dead soundtrack's amazing.
I actually think I have that for some reason. Yeah, no, it's really good.
Here's a lyric that I wrote that I just want to
Yay.
read out loud. Condemned to rot inside our own insanity, the wealthy gorge themselves on their vanity. Chosen undead, you have a calling to follow, and whatever you do, don't you dare go hollow. That's all a reference to Dark Souls, by the way. That entire track is about Dark Souls.
That's really cool. I have goosebumps. You can't tell because I have a hoodie on.
A burning world, a dying king. Humanity was our offering. Lord of sunlight, smoldering mind. Taken the bane of dragonkind.
I feel like that could be in a video game easy. Like that reminded me of Final Fantasy a little bit.
It's similar. Yeah. It's Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I love Dark Souls, but
yeah, I had my song. It's not my song. It's my writing. got turned. What song? What poem was it? I don't remember. I need to like every few years I ask this kid, I'm like, hey, do you still have that track? I don't know why I haven't put it on anything because it's really amazing. And it's also like half done. So like there's that.
Mhm.
But it's so good. He was really, really good with it. But I haven't written in a long time, you're making me realize.
Yeah, art. That's the greatest thing is artist block gets cured whenever you. Sorry, I got some of my hair in the mic. Artist block usually gets cured by like peer-to-peer stuff because that's like playing with Sinclair. That's made me want to like go back and look at some of the compositions that I wrote that weren't for the album, and I was like, maybe I can get started on the second one.
Yeah.
I'm just I kind of sit there and I finagle it, and then I'm like, okay, now we're on to something. And then I kind of piece together those pieces of the song and kind of make a patchwork, kind of
Yeah,
like a
I do the same. Like I
Frankenstein's
have like
monster.
little like things I've thought of. Like as musicians think of riffs, I think of like what would go there. But like
Hmm.
I don't know how to write the music.
Yeah,
Like rock the sickness to sleep with an undoubting glare into the nothingness. Like
that's a sick line.
yeah, it's just like stuff that like pops into my head and I'm like, crap, where's my phone?
Hmm.
Yeah.
It is also like good for writing because then I can write like my villain monologues for like Dungeons and Dragons way better.
Oh, you play D&D.
I love playing D&D. Yeah, so
Do you
we're
play across the street?
no, I play with my school group at
Nice.
Westerly.
Nice.
And I ended up writing an entire custom campaign that we ended up taking, where basically there is the outer council, kind of D&D talk for a minute, but there's this outer council.
Only if
There's
you roll a 20. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
my dice.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so three houses. There's the House of Debauchery, the House of Nobility, and the House Beyond. So the Beyond, they're like these outer gods. The House of Nobility is obviously like the altruistic, and the House of Debauchery is obviously the house of all the bad things. So these are outer gods. They control different facets of life, while other gods control different facets of life. But there's one called Sanguis, the sovereign of blood.
Oh.
And obviously Sanguis being like blood in Latin.
Mm-hmm.
I made it so he has 26 apostles, each letter in the alphabet, yada yada. My party needs to defeat 13 of those apostles
Nice.
before they can meet Sanguis and fight him. But for each apostle they be above 13, his fight becomes a little less and less challenging. So there's an incentive to go for all 26.
Wow.
So yeah, so they're kind of like demigods. Some of them are children of Sanguis, a couple others are just people Sanguis was like, hey, check this guy out.
Okay, Peter Griffin.
Oh, I was not trying to.
Yeah.
Holy crap. So yeah, I also have some sick names for them, like Nordus Baris, the first barbarian, Sanguinier, the bastard son, Uriel, champion of the abyss, Daedriel, king of the wicked, Idrius, the plague walker.
Nice.
Here's my favorite one: Orlok, the starved. Which it's based. He's gonna be like a vampire type enemy, but I have his entire character thing set. You cannot fight him. There is no way you can fight him.
But he's starving?
Well, he's starved for blood, but that's like
so
yeah.
he's like bloodlust almost. Like
Yeah, so
that's pretty cool.
He's the starved, but he functions like kind of like the Wendigo in Until Dawn, where it's
Ooh,
just
I love cryptids.
there's no fighting it.
Nice.
There's no fighting. You have to escape or trick.
Okay.
Where basically they're going to end up in this manor and they're going to learn of the story of Orlok, and then one of the characters is going to hit something that's going to release Orlok in a different side of the mansion, and they're going to have to escape the mansion by a secret exits while having to evade Orlok and cause distractions that could either, other guards will enter the building and Orlok could kill them and create diversions.
What if they trapped him in a infinite loop of he can't be beat, But if they somehow got a wizard to like duplicate him to fight him,
we wouldn't be able to do that because there is one big key to it. Orlok carries a keepsake. You need the keepsakes of each apostle for it to actually do the ritual of Sanguis. So they need the keepsake in the mansion. But then there is no way that a wizard could duplicate an apostle. An apostle is practically unthinkable.
So it's like a legendary
for the change
creature.
Of what they go through. Yeah, they're basically just completely like individual things now. Like Hadrius, the Six Hands of Fate, is designed like a biblically accurate angel with all the
I was
eyes
thinking
and
that,
everything. But he's not an angel anymore. He's an apostle. An apostle that is very powerful compared to the others. Another one is Carnus Vitae, the Horrific Mass, which that's actually just a sentient plague. That basically it functions like, I don't know if you watch analog horror, if you've heard of them, but Vita Carnus, that's kind of how I got the name. But it's literally a plague that spreads and causes like the flesh to just start like chunking off like it's styrofoam, or not styrofoam, but like insulation.
Wild.
That's
pretty cool.
It's like putting like a banana in Sprite and watching it dissolve.
I have to put a banana in Sprite now.
Well, yeah, it's like it's like putting something into like a soluble liquid and just watching it like break off. And like
that's pretty cool.
Break off but melt at the same time.
All right. Like a durable cotton candy.
Yeah. Durable cotton candy.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if you bit into cotton candy and it was just really hard and crunchy.
Yeah. That could be good.
That could work. That's just large rock candy at the point.
Yeah, at that point. Nice. We are almost out of time. What's next on the menu?
So I got everything else done. Yeah, I've got everything on my itinerary all set.
Did we talk about Sinclair?
Yeah, I talked about Sinclair.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any gigs coming up?
We have Battle of the Bands on March 23rd at the Knickerbocker. Not the Knickerbocker, sorry. The United Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Right. I was talking about playing at the Nick with a few friends. My bad. So yeah, we have that at United. If we get past preliminaries, that's going to be I think April 4th is the second show. Hopefully we pull through. That'll be very fun.
That's pretty awesome.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in to AJ's Metal Macchiatos, and I will see you next time.